Hello students, how are you all? This is the second lecture of chapter number 2 of class 9 science, that is matter around us pure. In the last lecture we have learnt about homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture and few points about the true solution. So today overall we are going to compare about the matters or the substance and what are the different types of substance. For example, the substance, or we call it as a matter. So any substance is either it can be or matter, either that can be pure or impure. Suppose let us consider that the substance is pure or the substance is impure. Clear? So if it is pure, then again either it can be an element, all the elements are pure, or it can be any compound. Clear? What do we mean by impure? Impure means mixture. So what are the types of mixture? Either it can be homogeneous or the mixture can be heterogeneous. Clear? See, either this substance matter, either it can be pure or it can be impure. Pure means we know it is made up of a single particle, same particles. Clear? Now here it is mixture. What can we say about the mixture? Two or more particles. Clear? Now what is elements? Elements are single atom. Elements are atoms. For example, atom of hydrogen, atom of oxygen, atom of sodium, atom of chlorine, atom of potassium, atom of calcium. These are the different types of elements. What are the compounds? Group of atoms, that is a group of atoms. Clear? Now here one thing is interesting to remember, that we have said that same type of particles. Now here is atoms. Now how can we say that group of atom is a pure substance? Because that group of atoms are permanently combined. That group of atom is permanently combined. Now that group cannot be further divided easily. They are chemically combined with each other. Whereas in mixture also there are two or more particles. But they are not chemically combined. They are just mixed with each other. Here in compound, group of atom is chemically combined. Group of atom is chemically combined. Clear? Now if I give you the example, then you would be quite clear about that. For example, water, H2O. Now two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atoms are permanently merged with each other. They are chemically combined with each other. If we decrease the temperature of water, then it becomes solid ice. But even though it is H2O, in liquid water it is also H2O. If we boil the water, then also it is H2O. Steam is also H2O. Moisture is also H2O. Clouds are also H2O. No matter what the conditions are, it will remain H2O. So there is a single type of particle. They are chemically combined. So it is known as a pure substance. Clear? The salt we use in our home, that is NaCl. For example, we have heard about the limestone, that is CaCO3, calcium carbonate. The chemical name of the limestone is calcium carbonate. Sand particles, silicon dioxide, SiO2, carbon dioxide, the gas we release during the respiration, we exhale during the respiration. These are the examples of the compound. Now what about the mixtures? What about the homogeneous mixture? What about the heterogeneous mixture? What do you mean by homogeneous mixture? Same composition. Thoroughly it is a same composition. It means the particles are thoroughly mixed. Clear? Two or more particles. So in homogeneous mixture, particles are thoroughly mixed. See, here the particles are mixed, they are not chemically combined. So and so it is a mixture. In heterogeneous mixture, particles are not thoroughly mixed. So, yes, the particles are thoroughly mixed in homogeneous mixture. Clear? Now it is quite good. Here particles are not thoroughly mixed. If the particles are thoroughly mixed, it means we can say that it is a uniform composition. What do you mean by composition? It means they are well mixed. They have the same amount of solute in each and every same amount of solution. Here it is non-uniform composition. Clear? Most of the homogeneous mixture are quite stable. In most of the heterogeneous mixture are unstable. Clear? So this is the basic difference of the substance. Substance can be of two or more types. So for example, if we see here, then either it is a pure substance or it is a impure substance. Impure means mixture. Impure, it means it is a mixture of two or more things. But this is the main difference. Here the pure substance can be of two different types. Either it can be elements or it can be compounds. What is the difference between elements? Are the single atom, single particle, the smallest particle, hydrogen, oxygen, sodium, chlorine, carbon, potassium, calcium, fluorine. So there are many different types of elements. There are total 118 different elements. How many elements are present? 118 different elements are known to us on earth. On earth there are almost 118 elements. I am quickly speaking few of the elements, you can remember it, or we will remember in the next chapters on higher standards. So what are the examples of element? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, gallium, germanium, uranium, plutonium, gold, silver, platinum, iodine, bromine, uranium, germanium, mercury, plutonium. There are many different types of elements. Einstein, on the name of Einstein, the great scientist Einstein, we also have an element named after him, that is Einsteinium. We also have an element named after our country India, that is indium. We also have an element named after the country America, that is americium. After the France, francium. After the Germany, germanium. Many of the elements are named after the 9 planets of our solar system. Plutonium. After the Uranus, uranium. After the Neptune, neptunium. Mercury itself is an element. Clear? There are many different scientists, as I have already said, according to the Einsteinium. There is another scientist you might know, that is Rutherford. Rutherford is the name of a scientist. So according to its name, there is Rutherfordium. There is also Bohr-bohrium. Clear? So there are many different types of elements based on the name of the scientist. There are even one of the element is based on the name of a city, California. California is a city in the North America. Clear? So it is after the name of that city, one is the Californium. One element is named as Californium, and there are many thousands of different, not thousands, hundreds of different elements. Clear? Now there are thousands, not lakhs of different types of compounds. Now elements can combine chemically with each other and can form different types of compounds. That is also considered as a pure substance, because it will become a single type of particle. In a glass full of water, there is no hydrogen, there is no oxygen, there are only and only H2O. In a container full of salt. There are no sodium, there are no chlorine, there is only NaCl particles, sodium chloride particles. Same thing on the sand. In the sand there is no silicon, there is no oxygen, there is only silicon dioxide compounds. When we release the gas during the exhalation, during the respiration, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. So when I breathe out, we release the gas carbon dioxide, not carbon and oxygen. Now carbon dioxide is chemically combined with each other. So it is a pure substance. Now here, if we talk about the impure substance, then it is homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Now same thing, mixtures and compound, difference between mixture and compound. Compound are chemically combined. They are chemically combined. They are just mixed. They are not chemically combined, just mixed with each other. The two or more particles are mixed with each other, not chemically combined. Clear? So you can remember here, they are not chemically combined. Clear? Two or more particles are not chemically combined. Clear? Now homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, particles are thoroughly mixed, particles are not thoroughly mixed. They have a uniform composition, they have a non-uniform composition. Particles are quite stable, particles are unstable. Clear? And many more difference obviously you have written in your homework that I have given in the previous lecture. Clear? In the previous lecture you have also discussed about the quality or the quantity or anything. Properties of the mixture is dependent upon the solute. According to the mixture we have learnt about solution. According to the mixture we have learnt about the solution, that is solute plus solvent, that is solution. Now the quality, total, each and everything of the mixture is dependent upon solute. The characteristics of the solution is dependent upon solute. So solute is too much important. For example, we are drinking a lemonade juice. We are drinking a lemonade juice, nimbu pani. So if we are drinking that and somewhat salt is, what do we need to make the lemonade? If you want to drink a lemonade juice, if you want to drink the lemon juice, then how can we make it? Take some water, add some lemon, add sugar, add salt. So after mixing them, we can make the lemon juice. Yes or not? Lemon juice, how to make the lemon juice? We can take water, add lemon, add salt, add sugar. You can also add somewhat black pepper as per your taste. I am not here to teach you how to make the lemon juice, but we know that how to make it. Clear? Or if someone don't know, then again I am telling the recipe. Take some water, add some lemon as per your taste, add some salt as per your taste, add some sugar as per your taste. I also like black pepper, so you can also add a black pepper. Now the lemon juice is ready. Clear? So now the lemon juice is ready. Now if we taste it, I don't know how to make the lemon juice, and for the first time I have added the the lemonade is salty, is more salty that you can't drink it. Then what will you say, beta? What will you say? That sir, this lemon juice is salty. But as we compare, as we see the whole solution, as we see the mixture, then salt is a solute. What is the solvent in that mixture? Water. Water was in the largest quantity. So the spelling bigger, the quantity is the larger. So solvent was in the biggest quantity. Solvent was in the biggest quantity. Clear? So and so we can say that solvent is in the biggest quantity. So that was water. Now what were the solute? There are many solute. There can be only one solvent there, but there can be many solute. Sugar, salt, lemon, as well as black pepper. All of them were solute. But we are not saying, see, what will you say that sir, this lemon juice is salty, we cannot drink it, there is too much salt in it. But we will never speak that there is less water in it. Yes or no? So the quality of the mixture, the property of the mixture is dependent upon the solute. We will always indicate the mixture according to its solute, amount of solute present in it. So we need to measure the amount of solute present in each and every mixture. So we need to measure the amount of solute present in the mixture. how much amount of solute is present in the mixture, and that is known as the concentration. We will not speak the amount of solute, we will say concentration of the solution. So, we need to check the concentration of the solution. We need to measure the concentration of the solution. So, let us see how to measure the concentration of the solution. Hope so all of you have written this, what I have written on the board. Clear? If you are not written, then you can revise the video, you can move forward, you can reverse the video and then again see and write the whole thing that I have written in the board. You have to complete it. You have to complete it in your classwork as well as you have to complete it in your homework. So, that is your homework as well as classwork thing. Now, we are going to learn about the concentration, how to measure the concentration. So, there are more than one method. There are 2 to 3 different types of methods that we are going to learn in this standard. Actually, there are more than 5 to 10 methods. There are approximately 5 to 10 methods by how we can measure the concentration of a solution. But in this standard, we are going to learn 3 methods to check the concentration of solution. So, what do we mean by concentration of solution? We are just checking the amount of solute in the solution. For example, we are taking a glass of water, we are adding salt. If we are taking the glass of water and we are adding salt in it. If we are drinking the one sip from that solution, we are drinking that one sip from the solution and it doesn't sound that salty, then it is known as the dilute solution. So, first of all we are going to learn the meaning of dilute. Dilute means solute is less in quantity. Another is concentrated solution. Concentrated. If we see the word concentrated, it means solute is more in quantity. Concentrated means solute is more in quantity, dilute means solute is less in quantity. Clear? But we are always going to check, that is quite simple, we are always going to check the quantity of solute. So, for the concentration method, we have 3 different types of method in this standard. First one, mass by mass percentage method. Second one is mass by volume percentage method, and the third one is volume by volume percentage method. Clear? So, these are the 3 different. How can we measure by the first method? For example, for finding the mass by mass percentage method or for the concentration of the solution, you have to take the mass of solute upon, that is by mass of solution, mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100 for the percentage. See, mass by mass, so mass of solute by mass of solution percentage, that is 100. Clear? Now, how can we say that mass by volume? What is mass by volume? Mass of solute, mass by mass of solute by mass of solution, mass by volume. So, mass of solute divided by volume of solution into 100 into 100. So, now you can guess that what will be the formula of volume by volume percentage. If here first was mass, then mass of solute, by volume, then the volume of solution. Always in the numerator remains the solute, in the denominator is solution. Here both are volume, so we can say that volume of solute upon volume of solution. into 100. Clear? Getting it? So these are the three different formulas. Now we are going to solve the numerical using three different formulas, that is example number 2.1 in your textbook given on the 4th page of the chapter. 4th or the 3rd page, I do not remember quite, but that is the given here. A solution contains 40 gram of common salt. How much? 40 gram of common salt, NaCl, that is equals to 40 gram. How much NaCl is given? 40 gram. Now 40 gram of salt is added in 320 gram of water into the 3. So water is of, H2O is of 320 gram. Clear? Find the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage. So you have to find the concentration of the solution mass by mass percentage, m by m, that is mass by mass percentage. So what is the mass of solute? What is the mass of solute? Which one is the lesser in quantity, NaCl or water? This one is lesser in quantity, so that will be equals to 40. Clear? You know now what do we mean by solution? Solution is equals to solute plus solvent. Solution is equals to solute plus solvent. What is solute? Solute which is lesser in quantity. What is solvent? That is higher in quantity. So we need the mass of solute. What is the mass of solute? That is 40 grams. So I have written 40. What is mass of solution? What is the mass of solution? That is the addition of solute plus solvent. Solute plus solvent, that will give the mass of solution. So we will write divide by 40 plus 320, that is mass of salt plus mass of water into 100 that is equals to 40 into 100 divide by 40 plus 320, that is 360. 0 0 cut, 4 1s are, 4 9s are, that is equals to 100 upon 9% mass by mass. Clear? 100 upon 9, that is almost equals to 11%. That is approximate equals to, not almost, we can say that approximate equals to 11%. Now let us remember how we can find the same question by mass upon solute, mass upon volume. So what is the mass of solute? That is same, 40 into 100 divide by volume of solution. Mass of solute into 100 divided by volume of solution. Now for example, I have taken a glass of water. You can do this experimentally at your home also. Clear? I am taking a glass full of water, filled with water. Now I am adding salt into it. I am adding somewhat salt into it and I am stirring the water. If I am stirring the water, then I will know that there is no change in volume. The volume of water will not change. The volume of water will not change. The volume of water will not change. Getting it or not? The volume of water will not change. Why? Because that salt we are adding into the water is going to dissolve. So if we take the volume of NaCl plus H2O, that will be the only volume of H2O. Clear? Yes or no? That will be the volume of water, because the volume of water will not change. So the volume of solvent will be equals to the volume of solution. Now what is the volume of water? This is 320 gram, that is mass, not volume. But for the water only, but for only and only for the water, we can say that the amount of gram, that is equals to amount of ml. The volume and mass is same for the water, that the 320 gram can be said as 320 ml. This can be only and only used for water, so and so we are using water, we cannot use it for the NaCl. So for water we can say that 320 gram is equals to 320 ml. So instead of volume of solution, we will write 320, that is the volume of solvent, because salt is going to dissolve, and for water the gram is equals to ml. Now we can directly cut, 0 0 cut, 4 1s are, 4 8s are. Again we can cut, 4 2s are, 4 25s are. So the final answer is 25 by 2, that is equals to 12.5 percent, that is equals to 12.5%. Now what about the same question, volume by solute, volume by volume percentage method? We can have that the volume of the solution is 320 gram. For water, that will be the volume of solution as we have taken here. Why? Because only and only for water, the gram is equals to ml, the amount of, so 320 gram is equals to 320 ml, but only and only for water, for no any other compound. So the volume of solution is equals to 320. We can write into 100 also, but what about the volume of solute? Volume of solute cannot be found from the mass, So we cannot find volume by volume percentage method for this question, as the volume of the solute is not given, Suppose we are saying that here the volume of the NaCl is 16 ml, If it is given that the volume of the common salt is 16 ml, then we can find, writing 16 at the place of volume of solute, 16 ones are 16 20s are 0 0 cut, 2 ones are 2 5s are, that is equals to 5%, clear. But as compared to your volume by volume percentage, that will be almost 0, because here it is not given and there won't be any volume of NaCl into the after it get dissolved. This is totally hypothetical. I have taken the value of my own. This last question that I have solved, that is my own. It doesn't mean that the volume of NaCl is 16 gram. Just to show you, if the volume of solute particle is given, then and then we are able to find the volume by volume percentage method, concentration of solution by volume percentage method. Clear? So this is the concentration of solution. How many different types of solutions can be there? Homogeneous, heterogeneous, true solution, that we have learned in the last to last lecture. We also have saturated solution. We also have unsaturated solution, that we will learn in next lecture, but you should know that these are the types of solution. Now read it clearly, write it down neat and clean in your classwork as well as one times in your homework. Also solve the example 2.1 given in the textbook. Also try to solve the in-text questions up to the true solution and up to the concentration methods. Thank you very much.